Today we're gonna talk about one of our last videos about otitis externa and analyze this case. Come with us. Otitis, external otitis is one of the most common ear problems in dogs. This dog is already showing white crusts on the body, which can happen as a secondary effect on an ear infection. When the infection spreads or becomes chronic, bacteria and yeast can overgrow and irritate the skin in other areas too. Otitis externa means inflammation of the outer ear canal. It usually caused by a combination of factors like a bacteria, yeast, allergies, moisture, or even parasite like mites. In this case, we can already see the signs: scratching, head shaking, and redness inside the ears. When you notice your dog constantly tilting their head or rubbing ears, it's an early warning signs that something's not right. In this case as well, there's otitis interna, but we're gonna concentrate in otitis externa today. Now let's take a closer look at the ears. This first ear shows moderate inflammation. You can see some redness along the inner flap and a bit of waxy buildup. That's an early stage of external otitis. The skin is slightly thickened, and the dog feels discomfort when I touch this area. At this stage, it is still manageable with proper cleaning and topical treatment prescribed by a vet. But if we look at the second ear, we can see it's much worse. The inside is red, swollen, and there is a visible shine on the skin. That's due to inflammation and excess oil production. There's also this small circular spot which might suggest a yeast or fungal overgrowth. Fungal infections often appear when bacteria and moisture create the perfect environment for yeast to multiply. Notice how the ear canal looks narrower. That's because of tissue swelling. In severe or chronic cases, this can lead to partial closure of the ear canal, making it harder for air to circulate and for medication to reach the infection. The smell here is also stronger, which is typical in advanced otitis. When an infection reaches this point, it's painful for the dog. You often see them shaking their head or keeping it tilted to one side. It's very important not to try to clean deeply at home in these cases because the ear canal can already be very sensitive or even have small wounds inside. Instead, a vet needs to examine with an otoscope and check how
Owners
far
should
the
always
infection
pay
goes
attention to
and whether
early
the eardrum
warning
is
signs,
intact
like
before applying
excessive
any
shaking
medication.
or scratching the ears. But it's not specifically just the ears. They are uncomfortable and they're gonna be uncomfortable all around the house. And they're not gonna just scratch their ears, they're gonna scratch their whole body. They don't know what to do because they're like very, very uncomfortable. Excessive scratching, shaking the head, or sensitive when touching the ears. They basically very sensitive in that in those moments. So if your dog presents any of these symptoms, it's important for you to visit your closest vet before the infection spreads. So this is basically they're gonna be very uncomfortable. Um, but if you can see one of them in the early stage, you can save your dog.
In Teddy, our dog, the infection has extended to the neck and head area. These white spots and crusts can mean chronic irritation or a secondary skin infection. due to constant scratching and inflammation. It shows how something that starts in the ear can quickly affect the skin around it if it left untreated.
External otitis is more than just ear and a problem. It's a sign that something in your dog health needs attention, whether it's allergy, moisture, or chronic infection. If you've seen similar signs in your dogs, feel free to send a short video and we can analyze it together and and help you understand what is happening. If you also want a prevention tips for ear infection, just comment below that, and we're gonna do a whole video for this as well. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more educational videos. Press the button.